What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Real Sports Science Podcast. My name's David, PhD student at Loughborough University.
And I'm Matt, head strength and conditioning coach within rugby. David, what are we doing here?
Yeah, good question, Matt. Well, we started this podcast to share the highs and the lows of our journey as we start careers as sports science practitioners.
That's right, and we are excited for all of you to be side by side with us through all the mud, sweat, and unpaid volunteer placements.
Yeah, Matt, that sounds personal. But hey, it's not just us. We've got some amazing guests that come onto the podcast as well.
We'll be getting their perspective and learning from their experiences to help us grow in our developing careers and in our current roles.
Yeah, that's right. So hey, if that's up your alley or you just want to come and learn alongside us, we'd love to have you come along.
So whether for the first time or not, welcome to the RSF podcast.
Let's go.
Hello, and welcome to this new series, Goal Setting. So we're in season 2, hey David? We're in season 2 of I keep forgetting what colour I was on before. But yeah, no, season 2 of what we're trying to do. So it's
I have to figure out how to stop it first as well.
True. Series 2, we're looking at goal setting. So as everyone knows, it's January. So that's the king of all kings of goal setting months. Everyone likes to kick off January, and everyone kicks it off maybe a bit too hard at times, eh?
Yeah,
So,
I think it was.
yeah.
I think I heard yesterday was actually the day where it's like fifth or the majority of people give up on their New Year's resolution. Supposedly it was
Really?
yesterday. So if you're still going on your New Year's resolution, well done. Keep it
Well,
going. You only got 11 and a half more months.
So not my New Year's resolution, because I got a couple like micro ones, and we'll get into like why micro might be better than macro for some certain goal setting areas. But one of my little, not goals, but something, a challenge I'd try is, so January's like carnivore month, essentially carnivore diet month. Where all you
Carnivore.
eat is,
Carnivore?
yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah,
carnival. I was like, where is this
Carnival.
going?
Carnival month. Hey. No, it's a carnivore diet, so essentially only eating meat.
Yeah. Liver King.
Yeah. Only eating meat and now and then using steroids. But no, so
Only for dessert.
I lasted 6 days, and then going out for food and trying to eat like a diet is difficult, because then I have to order steak and chips and then just eat the steak and then leave the chips, and I hate wasting food.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like
we don't
fish
make
and
nearly
chips.
enough money to be wasting food.
Do you know what I mean? I need all the calories, and I've just started CrossFit as well, so I need all the calories.
Come on.
But I know I'm in it. But yeah, we'll go into more goals. But yeah, carnivore diet. It's I've got one cheat day a week, which probably defeats the purpose, but it's just so difficult.
So are you still
It's
doing
so
the
difficult.
carnivore diet?
Yeah, but I feel like I've lost all the benefits because I am having fruit now along with the diet.
Sure.
But to be fair,
What
yeah.
are you planning on doing this long term, or like just
no,
a
just
month
for
or
January.
what?
But I feel like I'm gonna start slowing
Oh.
down. I've given up just because
Well, I mean,
don't
it's
think I
halfway
planned it
through
as well.
January, so you might as well
I know,
keep going to the end.
Yeah, true. That's true. Maybe I'll be more strict just because I know it's the end soon. But
Yeah.
it's not like, one thing I experienced was I wasn't like, I had to eat more meat, but I wasn't hungrier. I wasn't like, oh, I really want to eat a muffin or something because I'm hungry. No, I just wanted it for the taste.
Right.
It was just like, oh, that muffin, like the chocolate chip or like fluff, you know.
That's
It's
a
hard to
good
describe.
point. Because when I think about carnivore diet, I'm like, sound just meat. Like I love meat, right? But I guess when you eat meat, it's like, especially good meat, you have like an 8-ounce steak, which is pretty small, or like you'll have a few pieces of bacon. So it's like that because you don't have that much of it. It's just delicious. But if it's the only thing you're eating, then you're just craving like you said,
Yeah.
just craving a muffin or just like a nice banana.
It got cutting steak. I got to cutting some steak, and I was like, I know what this is going to taste like. I already know.
Yeah.
I don't need to taste it. I just wanted to. But yeah. So that's probably gone
interesting.
tits up. But yeah.
That's how. let's back up for a second. You're doing
Yeah.
CrossFit. I seen on your stories going for a couple runs as well. Early frosty session on the track. What's that
Oh,
about?
that was stupidity at its finest. That was me just like, when you get yourself geared up for something, and I was on the track and I thought, okay, well, it's too late to turn back now. And in my mind, I knew this was like going to be a one-off, but it's not a one-off. I had to lie to myself to make myself do it. I was like, look, this is the last time I'm doing this. So I did it, and then one thing I need to learn is to do a casual 5K. Because as soon as I hear that first split of that 1K, I'm like, oh, and then I can gun for it,
Yeah,
and then I go
you're like,
flying.
actually, that didn't feel too bad. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit.
And then it
All
gets
of a
to
sudden,
third
yeah,
and fourth K, and you're like, no, fourth K, sorry. You get to your third K, and you're like, it's either like, oh well, I'm in it now. I might as well
yeah.
carry
You
on
don't
going
want to
hard,
slow down at that point.
or it's like third K, here we go, boy, and then
Yeah,
you hit that fourth K, and it's like run for leather, and it's all
yeah.
all hopes of a casual 5K have gone.
You know what I found actually today it happened because I had my oh man. So I'm on this like 17-week plan, right? But Christmas was right in the middle of it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take Christmas off, and then it's like 1.5 weeks. Won't be
Mm.
that bad, and then I'll probably just do like a week back in, and then jump in where I left off. It'll be fine, right? Christmas ended up being a little bit longer, and then I ended up getting like ill as well, like that first week of January. So by the time I got back, which was the start of this week, it'd been 3 weeks of doing absolutely nothing except eat food and then lie on the couch for that last week. So
Yeah.
it's this week's been rough. But anyways, today, Saturday, I always have like my long runs. And I find the
Yeah.
exact same thing. I'm supposed to like keep my heart rate in between this zone. It's because it's supposed to be like an easy zone 2 run, right? And I always find I'm like on the upper edge and like going over by 1 beat, I'm like, oh, it's only 1 beat, it's
But
fine,
but I feel like that's like an athlete's mentality, if you get me. Not an
Yeah, like
athlete,
I'm
but someone
never
who's
in
been
just
in
like
sport.
Yeah, I'm never just like it's like one beats is like 155 to 165. I'm never in like the 159. It's
Yeah.
always like 165. And but today I went out for a 40-minute run with a friend, and actually that worked so well because it was at a slow enough pace that you could talk,
Yeah. Yeah.
but because we were talking, we couldn't we couldn't take it up anymore. So actually, like my heart rate was like perfectly in that zone where it was supposed to be. So I was like, oh, sound like I need to do this with somebody more often. Plus, it's
Yeah.
just way more fun running for 40 minutes with someone, than by
Oh,
yourself.
100%. Because because music gets tiring after a while, doesn't it? Like
Yeah,
genuinely,
well,
I
yeah. That's
I
it.
play the
What's
same
your
songs.
yeah? What? How do you do the music? Like, do you listen to music when you run? What kind of music?
So if I've figured out how to make myself do a casual 5K is I put a podcast on Joe Rogan or a podcast
Not
regard.
David Goggins though. Not
No, I stay away from those ones. But like
the
a genuine, like a podcast
just
will
like
just
spray. You're like, oh yeah, casual. Intro stops. You're like, oh,
let hell for
100
leather. Eh?
miles.
I mean, it's hectic, but yeah, a podcast will help. And then because you get too carried away, like if I start gunning for it at like third K, I'm already eating up to my queue, and I'm already queuing up Thunderstruck for that last K.
Yeah, you
So
got
it's like game
Eminem.
over. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult. Um,
For
but
my
yeah,
long runs,
yeah.
I do country music actually
Oh, true.
because it's
Bit of
not
Luke
intense.
Combs.
It's like, but they're tunes, and actually, there's a lot of country songs that are at a good, like their tempo is really good, and then
Yeah,
you just like you run to the tempo. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
That's what I
was
found.
I was gonna ask you actually, because I've actually got all my goals written down on my 2024 goals written on
Oh,
this piece of
sick.
paper. And I was gonna ask you what are your top three goals? And let's see if we can complete them. So let's stick to them because we've said it on
My
here.
top 3 goals. That's too bad. I have mine written down as well, but they're in like my journal, like my day planner,
Oh, nice.
and that's at uni on my desk because so that's
The
silly.
the cleaning the cleaning lady or man is already looking into it like
Yeah.
this guy thinks he's
What
gonna
a
get
loser.
an 18
Yeah.
minute 5K.
Yeah. No, but it's because here's why because it's a daily planner. I If I bring it home, I'm gonna leave it like I'm gonna forget it at home, and then I don't have my daily planner at work, and it's
Yeah,
my work planner, so I just leave it on my desk. So every day
yeah,
I can look in it. What do I need to do today? What does my week look? That's why I leave it there. But I guess for goals, it's not very useful having it there, is it? Um,
yeah.
right. Sub 20 5K if we're going sport
Nice.
yeah
Snap.
sub sub 25K is one of them. um another one is to compete. I want to do at least three competitions this year
For what? For running.
for something. So one of them is going to be a triathlon, like a sprint triathlon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna start easy. Sprint triathlon, realistic. R in smart goals, realistic.
Yeah.
Uh, just triathlon's one for sure. And then another one, I'm thinking like either high rocks or like CrossFit maybe. Um, and then another one is so yeah, a triathlon 100%, and then the other two I'm not sure. Could be CrossFit, high rocks, and I'm thinking like to do a longer run, like a half marathon. I think
Oh,
maybe a
I could
full
be,
marathon.
if only with, yeah, I want to do, I genuinely, that's like not a goal for 2024 because I know I won't be able to do that one. Because I
Why?
need to find someone to do a marathon with.
RSS podcast.
Yeah, but we
RSS
don't live
podcast
together. It's
marathon.
like I'll run to you then, or we'll run and meet in the middle in like Oxford or something.
We'll do the London marathon. I think that's in April, right? Or we'll go to do the Berlin marathon. I think that's in like
Yeah.
September.
I'm gonna do Tough Mudder. That's one of my. That's not a goal, but
Oh,
that's. Do you want to do one?
that'd be so fun.
I think I'm gonna do
That
one with
would be
Ewan.
I'd be so down to do a tough mudder. That would be unreal. Yeah.
We could do
And
an
then my
RSS
third,
meetup.
huh?
Anyone that listens, we could just get them doing a little Tough Mudder with us, a
That
little
would be
meetup
fun.
all
Yeah. Why
together.
not? That would be sick.
Me, you, and I'll bring my dog just for numbers.
Just for numbers. And my girlfriend,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
she'll just watch because she has her own training. She's like, I'm
yeah,
not doing
yeah.
this. I gotta
I'm not
compete
getting
on the
injured.
weekend. I'm an
I'm not
actual
getting
athlete.
electric shocks. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were your other two?
No, so that's two. Compete sub 25K. And my third one is to start my videography side hustle. So check this out. Check. Ya boy has bought a camera. I bought this. Put this up to the camera. Look at that. Oh,
That's
A7
decent.
A7 III full frame 24 megapixel camera. I've got a 24 to 70 mil zoom lens on there right now, but so it's
So you're getting proper.
fired up
Yeah,
for
what are you
that.
using to edit and all of that?
I use I use Premiere Pro just right now. Supposedly that's a good one to like start on, and then once you get a hang of it, you should go to DaVinci Resolve because it's way better.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously, like I'm just starting, so Premiere Pro right now.
I'd love to do that, but the time, I just don't think I've got the time to allocate to something like that now.
Yeah, it is tough. I'm lucky because I already have a couple jobs that I do for like videography and stuff. So I'm already getting paid for it, and because I've now got, but I was doing everything on my phone, so I was pretty limited. But now I've got the camera, so I think I'll be able to do more. But also I know that I'm already like I've got the side kind of hustle started already. But I want to actually like level it up, so I want to start an actual business. So I got to think of a business name. I got to like actually set up the business, and then like start an Instagram account so I can start like pumping out the videos that I make. So
Could I,
it'll be mostly like for like athletes, for like reels for athletes, or athletes that need like videos for their sponsors and stuff like that.
I was gonna ask, could I get you to do something for this RSS podcast I'm doing with another guy? Could I ask you to film
Yeah, I'll
some
send you
stuff
my
for
rates.
us?
I'll send you my
Oh,
rates.
cheers, cheers, cheers. I'll get the other
Yeah.
guy to pay you for
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, those are decent three goals to be fair. No, it
Yeah.
looks quite
Yeah.
interesting.
So that's my three. What's yours? What are your top three?
Oh, top three. I've got a couple on here. Um, So one of them is to pass 2 more sections of the UKSCA. That's my job goal.
Okay.
Um, and
So hang on. What do you mean? So you've done it once, right? The
yeah,
UKSCA
yeah.
test.
So I've passed the case study.
Oh,
Um, and then I need to complete the other three.
and
I did
and
the yeah
and are you able to pass those at different stages, or do you have to
yeah yeah
pass
yeah
all three at the same? Oh, really? I
yeah yeah
didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool
Right,
then.
neither neither
How
did
many
I.
sections?
Um, but
How many
I figured
sections
that
are
out.
there?
4.
Okay, so you want two more this year?
Yeah, because I feel like it's just too much. It's too safe. You know what I mean? Like if I get 2, I'll be like hell yeah. I don't want to say
Hmm.
3 and then I've completed 2 and then it comes up to the end and I'm like oh still missing that one. But and then life is my next section of goals. Read 10 new books and learn a new language. So I'm learning Italian.
No way. Sick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. My one of my goals last year was read 3 books. I read one.
I think yeah. And then sorry, this is where you get all right. You'll like these new goals.
Oh
My
yeah.
gym and health one: bench press 140, squat 180, CrossFit, complete gymnastic movements. So I want to be able to do the all the kipping and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah. So
Um,
what gymnastics movements do you actually do you
kipping,
want to be able to do?
kipping and muscle up,
Okay, so muscle up and what do you mean kipping? Like a kipping pull
like
up?
handstand kipping and
Oh,
pull up
okay.
kipping. Yeah,
Yeah.
screw the double unders for now. Um,
Those are the
and then
easiest
5K
ones out of
time,
all those.
5K time, 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Um, yeah.
Five. That's why 30 seconds?
Oh,
The
because I put 20
405
minutes
pace.
because I put 20 minutes last year and my best was 21:32.
That's funny.
So I thought more reasonable.
Yeah. Hey, it's important.
Um,
It's important. It's a fine
yeah.
line, isn't it? Of like getting a goal that you can be like that's that's far enough away that you're like motivated to do it, but also not too far away that like 4 months in you're like I'm never getting that.
You want
See
it
you
to be
later.
unrealistically realistic. Do you get me? Like you want it to be realistically unrealistic as well.
Yeah.
You
It's
want it to
got to
be
be
like
on. It's got to be
I
on
could
the
never do
edge.
that, but I
Yeah,
could, you know?
yeah. But could I?
Um, yeah. So like in order what sort of goal setting methods or what sort of goal setting methods have you done to help you on your to track your journey or to to try and help you achieve your goals?
Yeah, I think I've always been for the last few years. I've like every New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, I like sit down, write out what I've accomplished the year before, and then like check off goals, and then write goals for the new year.
Mm.
And I th- I started that. I started doing that in 2019, 2020. And I think at the start, I didn't revise or I didn't go back to them enough.
Yeah.
I would just like I think Kate actually talked about that where like you set goals and then you revisit them next December 31st. You know what I mean? And you're like, well, it's too late now. And I think I fell into that the first few years of like just regular goals. Like I would just um yeah, I would write them and then I'd revisit them maybe a couple times a year and that was it. So I think the last couple years or at least like this past year, I did a way better of like revisiting them. Um so I think that's probably the biggest one of like revisiting them and also like just being able to be flexible with your goals as well. I think has been another one. And then one more actually that I just thought of now is not having all of your goals be like big goals. Because I think, you're like, I want to do this. I like huge goal. I want to do that. I'm so motivated. Going to do that. But they're all these massive goals that like might take all a year to do. And then maybe like it doesn't go as planned or whatever. You get demotivated or just like the year goes on and it's like, oh, it's been so long since I set these goals. Whereas I think like for me at least, is important to have like almost maybe smaller unrelated goals where it's like, yeah, these are my big goals, like my top, I don't know, 5 goals that might take all year. And I'll have like intermittent goals to build up to that big goal, which is important as well. But I also have these like smaller goals that I want that are probably easier. I know I'm going to crush them. Like I can tick them off maybe even this month, some of them, or next month, some of them. You know what I mean? So like while you're trying to achieve these big massive goals, you've you can look back and you'd be like, boom, did that one, and kind of keep that ball rolling of making you feel good about the goals that you're setting. You know, like because you get these small wins all throughout the year.
Like I'd say, yeah. I mean, all of those are great, and one important one you raise is sort of like to add on to that is make goals that you can. It's sort of like a mind map, if you get me. So say pass 2 more sections of the UKSCA. That's one of mine. I can be like, okay, what's how do I break it down? You got to have goals where you can break it down to
Yeah,
stages to help you succeed.
yeah,
So like, okay, I know I'm looking at the UKSCA. Okay, I can book in for this one on May, blah blah blah. Okay, how do I get to May? You know, what do I have to do in May in order to do that? Okay, I can. There's a £14 multiple choice question, a test paper I can do that matches the one that I'm going to see.
mm,
Obviously not same questions, but like, okay, I can do that now, then I can do it in the future once I've revised a bit more. There you go. So you can break it down. Or bench press. I mean, gym ones are easy because you can literally program it. But say if read 10 new books. Okay, I'm going to get these books. What am I interested in? What topics? Okay, I'll get this book. Let me see. I can read 10 pages a night. And one thing that I'm trialing, which is I listened to this on a podcast, a different podcast, not a sports one, funnily enough, but one it's with Rob Deerdeck. I actually can't remember which one it was. But anyways, Rob Deerdeck. Do you know who that is?
no,
So he's a skateboarder. You must have seen Deerdeck's Fantasy Factory or something growing up, where
no.
he literally had a massive warehouse. He bought a car with Justin Bieber, and it was like a weird three-wheeled one. There was
What a
I'll send it to
random.
you after.
Oh yeah, I know him now because of his 3-wheeled car that he
Oh,
bought with
never mind.
Justin
I
Bieber.
genuinely got so excited when you said you know him. Anyways, I'll show you him later. If you search
Yeah,
Rob Dyrdek later, you might know. But Fantasy Factory, what a show! I grew up loving it. But so what he does
Rob.
is
Hang on a second. Rob
Dyrdek.
Dyr. Okay, that's not how I would have
Dyrdek.
spelt it.
Yeah.
You know what? He looks like someone that I'd see on the street and be like, I know you, but I
So,
don't know
bro,
where I know you from, or if you just
it,
look like somebody that I know.
mate, this guy had an unreal show. Anyways, the point of bringing him up was the way he did it. So he would track every day of his life for that year, and he would know how many bad days he had in that year, and he would understand why those days were bad, so that he could change them in the future. It was really like in depth. I thought I'd break it down. So basically, he'd have a checklist that he'd do almost, and then he'd write his 3 gratifications, 3 things that went wrong, all these different bits that he'd do every day, and he
Yeah.
would be able to track. He'd get percentages from it, and it was quite like, whoa, holy! But it's something that helped him tick. So I thought, okay, I'm never going
Mm,
to get that. Don't have the time for that. But what I've
mm.
done is basically I've got this for every month. So it's every week.
Oh,
It's
that's
like a
cool.
checklist.
Let me see that again.
So like it's basically I've got it all for January all the way through every month. So essentially my daily habits and then weekly habits. So my daily habits: 8 hours of sleep, weigh in the morning, make bed, tidy clothes. Sounds like I'm a kid again, eh?
Did your
Exercise
mom
slash
did your mom
yeah.
write this for you?
She added some of them in. My mum added some of them in.
You had to pass it by her to get it
Yeah,
signed off.
make bed, tidy clothes, wipe bum, blow nose, all of these. But no, so the other one, exercise slash recovery. So instead of just saying exercise every day, I thought I'd add recover because obviously some
Oh
days you need
yeah.
to recover.
Mm.
Drink 3 liters of water. Eat clean slash balanced diet. So that's all dependent on what I'm trying to reach for. So right now, if I don't stick to my carnivore diet, then I won't tick that. It's depending on
Okay.
what my current diet is essentially.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
1 hour spent improving slash learning. So that would be like, for example, you putting time aside with your videography for like a side
Right.
hustle or something.
I thought you were just gonna
Um,
listen to me or something.
yeah. Oh, I'm spend 1 hour listening to David sleep. Read 10 pages. 15 minutes of learning. 15 minutes or more learning a language. So if I'm enjoying it, I can carry on.
You got
One that
Duolingo.
yeah, bro. One of them, the last one you'll love, which I have done 3 times so far this year, is 10 minutes or more meditation. Mate, what a waste of time.
Does it once. Sits down. No.
I'm like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would just
walks out the
100%.
room.
I would fall asleep as well. That's so funny.
Oh, my meditation, I do like 8 hours of it every night. It's so strange. I'm so good at it.
But when you say meditation, like what? Because that's like such a broad term, isn't it? Like what do you
Yeah.
mean by that? Like what are you hoping to get out of it?
So I see different forms of meditation. Like one is when people wake up in the morning, go outside. This is like an extreme, or not an extreme, but one method is, and then they put feet on grass early in the morning, be one with earth, and just stand there and take in sunlight and all of that. That's one. There's another
And
one
there's
where you can
steroids.
actually bend over and what's it called? I can't remember what it is, but you're naked and you let the sunlight shine on your bum. Um, but yeah, there's one. There's.
What?
Have you never heard of it?
No.
Wait, let me try
No.
find it.
Oh my goodness. That doesn't exist in England because it would only happen about 3 days a year.
Yeah, butthole sun. Everything you need to know about perineum sunning. Perineum sunning, aka butthole sunning, is a trendy wellness practice that involves exposing the taint to sunlight. It has no proven benefits and lots of potential health risks.
Oh my goodness. And it's trendy.
That's actually
That
so
just
good.
sums up like today's like fitness trends, doesn't it? There's no proven what was that
Wait.
sentence that you said? No proven
No, it
benefits
has no proven benefits
and
and lots of
lots of
potential
health
health
risks.
risks.
Yeah.
Mate, wait till you see. This is such a side like track, but 10 things you need
Oh
to
my.
know before you take up perineum sunning. Why are people sunning their assholes on TikTok? Perineum sunning is latest insanity wellness influencers. Mate, this is so good.
Oh my goodness. So not that.
Anyways,
That's hilarious.
so that's not my method of my method of doing it.
Of
But
meditation.
what I do is I just choose to like obviously do the cringy stuff and put some relaxing music on, and I just sit in silence and I just think about not my goals, but I think about what my plans are for the next day or something just to help me relax. Like,
Yeah.
okay, what do I hope to do? What could I do? It's something that helps me get bored, so then I start thinking about stuff and hopefully brings in more ideas and imagination. Oh, I hated
Nice.
myself when I said that. Oh, I hated myself when I said that.
That's yeah, no, and you've done it 3 times though. Do you think you're gonna keep doing it? Well, hopefully. Thing
Yeah,
is though, like you have to at least do it for a while for you to either be able to decide, is this something that is useful or not to me? Do you know what I mean? Like you can't
mate,
do it 3 times and be like, nah.
yeah, no, I definitely have to do it more, 100%.
Yeah, I had
Um,
one last year, um, where I was naked outside when it was no, uh, um,
and I
of
wasn't invited because
where it was journaling. Yeah, so last year I set a goal of journaling for myself, um, and it was just like I had a really nice journal and had like a little lock on it where I had to like whisper a password every day, and then I'd be like, "Dear Diary," no, but it was actually journaling, and I did it for probably 3 months, and then I didn't do it again, and I'm still trying to figure out because on one side of it, it actually worked really well because I'd like put my phone down at nighttime. I'd write down about the day, just like what I did, what went well, what didn't go well. Basically, that was it. Um, and it took me like, it didn't take long, like max 10 minutes, right? Max, absolutely max 10 minutes. Uh, and also then I'd have my phone, like it was gone, and then it would kind of make me sleepy as well, and then I would fall asleep really fast. So, and actually, like thinking about it as well, is it'd be kind of cool to go back and read like what was going on in my life, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. My grandpa journaled for years, like for
Oh wow.
decades, he journaled. And we're not we, because I'm not home, but he passed away last year. And now, like, we're going through reading his journals and like what he did 40 years ago, which is like, that's
That's
sick.
actually.
Like, that's so cool. And so anyway, so on that side, it sounds cool and it's something I want to do, but practically I never got into the habit of like, is this valuable for me? And then sometimes I'd find as well, like over the course of, the year, you'd have weeks where you're just at work, like nothing crazy happens. You go to work, you
Yeah.
train, you come home, that's it, right? So my journal entries would be like, nothing crazy, worked, gymmed, home. And then eventually it was like, why am I doing this? Like, and then I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kind of lost it and I stopped. So I'm still like, I'm still on the fence of, maybe I journal once a week or like every other day. So it's
That'd
like,
be
what
good.
did I do the last 2 days? Or it's like,
I'd say
what am
once
I
a week.
journaling about? You know what I mean? So it's not like,
Yeah. Yeah.
today I did this, today I did this, because that's good. But like highlights, I don't know. But I'm on the fence of that one, kind of like you are with like meditating or
Mm.
mindfulness or whatever you want to call it, where it's like you're not quite sure about it. So yeah, but that was one that I wasn't quite sure about, and actually like failed. Like, I don't know if it was failed. I did do it for a few months, but obviously haven't done it for ages. Actually, I did do it when I went to San Moritz that
Oh
week.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, journaled every night. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that I do when, like, at specific points of the year or something. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but
I
that's
mean,
I like your idea of of like, so that the list that you have, where like, how often are you gonna say, did it go well, did it not go well? Like, are you
so
doing that every day?
on the bottom part, I've got statistics and data,
Tough one.
and I write down how many I've completed, how many I haven't completed, and
Mm,
then on the bottom is like weekly average completed, and then weekly percentage, and then I'll do a month percentage.
okay.
So then,
So
because like
you so
say,
you are so you are so what do you have to do every day? Just like tick a green, like
yeah,
tick
yeah,
the green, orange, or red box. Like, it, so it takes 2 seconds.
yeah. So at the end of the day, I normally do it in the morning. In the morning, I'll go back yesterday and think, okay, did I read
Okay.
my 10 pages before I went to bed? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I do this? Yes, 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 yes. Go through.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Um, and to be fair, it's interesting. When I haven't got 8 hours of sleep, I do see the rest of the things. It's quite interesting. Like, I don't know if obviously I'm only 2 weeks in, but what I've seen so far is if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, my ticks go down for other things.
Yeah.
When there's a difference in my routine, then my ticks do go down because it's sort of like a compounding effect, which is what I found interesting. So say
Yeah.
like on a day when I didn't get 8 hours of sleep, I didn't do my weigh-in the morning. I was rushing. I made my bed, but I didn't tidy my clothes. Didn't actually exercise that day because I know what day it was. I was working throughout the whole day until 9 p.m. So didn't have an hour spent improving or learning. So you know what I mean, like a compounding effect essentially.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. And because
Yeah.
you could just take it off quick, like, how long does it take for you to
Oh,
fill
two.
out that in the
Not even a
morning?
minute.
Not even
Not
a
even a
minute.
minute. I just, it's just bang. Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do that?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's another
Um.
thing I thought, is because you were talking about this guy, like, where you kind of got this idea of, he does this and spends so much time. And I think it's cool that you've taken that and realized, like, I can't do all that. I don't have time. It's not reasonable for me to do all that, but I'm going to change it so I can do it in a way that is actually like realistic for me to sustain. That's actually pretty cool, because I think a lot of people, me included, especially at the beginning of the year, you're like, you see something that you want to do, or you see something that somebody's doing and you're like, I want to do that. But realistically, they've been doing that or building up to that for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and sorry, and to build on that is like you got to get what works for you, and at the end of the day, what has been like just bringing research in, um, it says here that in a study, what's his name, Setin and Asken, um, Setin and Asken 2018 said that goal setting involvement has increased an employee's sense of self-efficacy. So it basically suggests that employee self-efficacy improves their work motivation and promotes proactive behavior once they actually complete some of their goals. So once they've got micro goals
Mm.
and complete some of them, they actually get even more proactive because it feeds into their bigger goal and they say, wow, did I just take like a giant leap, or not a giant
Yeah.
leap, but like a big step in actually getting to the next stage? Oh, I did. That's awesome. Let's keep it going. They don't want to lose it. But I think the
Yeah.
one biggest thing, and I'm reading another study, what's it? Sorry, just pulling up the name. Goal setting and action planning for health behavior change, Ryan Bailey. One thing I saw from that and took from it is you've got to get right back on it if you miss a goal or any of your
Mm.
micro goals, you've got to get right back on it. You can't just be like, oh well, that's out the gate. No, keep going, keep sticking to it.
Yeah, that's so you're so right, isn't it? Because like it's you miss one day and you're like, ah, bummer. You miss another day, and then
I hate when I miss the gays. I hate missing gay.
and then and then like the motivation just decreases, and then by like day 4, you're like, all right, it's done. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't get it back. You know, and I think that's why it's
mm.
important to also have like the checkups. My girlfriend and I, this is we we usually have coffee like every week. We usually like in the morning, like one at least one morning a week we'll meet before work on a day where we don't have to train super early and like just go for coffee. And what we started doing last year, but towards the end of the year it kind of we fell off the wagon with it, but so we need to be better at this year all the way through is like we would review our goals, our 2024 like our yearly goals, and then be like, all right, like are we on track for that? Do like our goals need to change? Are they still realistic? Do they still match with our priorities and stuff? um and then also we would like create goals for that coming month, so we always like the first coffee that we do every month we go through that. And that's been really really beneficial because then you actually see like, oh, am I on track? Are these actually matching? Because last year there's like gym goals that I had that just didn't match anymore to like my priorities or what I was doing. And it was just nice to like, yeah. And then it like what you said with like, you got to get right back on the horse with those goals. Like it gave you a chance of if there was like a month that some goal just didn't go well or you just lost motivation to have that check-in point of being like, all right, how are you doing with that? Is this something you want to keep going? Then let's go. Or like, do we need to change stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, massively.
Maybe we need to do that. Do we? Maybe we like the first episode of every series. So like this episode, the intro episode for every series this year, we review our goals, see
Well,
how we're
yeah,
doing.
that'll be good. But I also thought, how about we give one goal for the RSS podcast each? That makes sense. Good English.
We had a goal of getting 1,000 followers last year.
But we didn't use our methods that we've learnt for this year. So
That's
let's give
true.
us. I'll give you think of a goal, and I'll give the goal. I'll give a goal now, and
Okay.
then you can say one after,
Okay.
unless you got one.
No, you go
Um,
first. You go first. Yeah.
my goal would be to improve. Actually, I got a couple, but
Oh.
my goal would be to improve mics and also recording like equipment, which is mics and camera essentially.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So like improving recording equipment, better mics, better cameras, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. I think mine would be like, um, I don't know if I could set a number to it, but like do more in person interviews or like podcasts, or let's say like have 3 days where we're in person recording podcasts or interviews and stuff like that, and kind of take it to the next level in that sense, you
Yes.
know. And also, I got my camera now. You have your camera,
Yeah, true.
so we could get some vlogs going, you know, hopefully if we do in person stuff, because I know that's something we've wanted to do as well. And now we've got a camera whose autofocus works, unlike your
Yeah, that's good as well,
fossil.
actually. Yeah, yeah, dude. I need. Whoa! That old one's still kicking. Yeah, dude. I need to. Yeah,
Yeah, it's still king. Just
yeah.
needs a
There's
new
something
lens.
I need to improve on. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. There you go.
That's sound. What a little episode. Yeah, we. I'm quite
Choo.
excited to see how this one. So we got a couple people lined up, right? Because we talked about our goals, podcast goals. I think for this series, what would be interesting is like see not only goal setting, but goal setting in different situations. So like, how does
Yeah.
a trainer or a personal trainer set goals or help their uh, clients set goals? How do they manage expectations of themselves, of their clients, and stuff like that? Or like an S&C coach or physio, how do they set goals for athletes? How do they like build programs with goals in mind? And I guess that could be like strength goals and stuff, but also like my goals to get back to playing because I'm injured at X date, or like there's the Olympics coming up, so my goal is to be good for the Olympics. Like, how do you work back from that to do those, like to build those performance goals as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Anything else? Anything else from you on on this? No.
No.
Awesome. Nice. Well, hopefully you're enjoying the podcast. Welcome to 2024. We didn't even say that. This
Happy New Year.
series 2 of the Real Sports Science podcast, goal setting. We hope you come along. If you have enjoyed it, if you are subscribing, if you do follow us, we really appreciate you, and we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think, what your goals are. How do you goal set? We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate you listening. And if you aren't, follow along. Hit that follow button wherever you are, whether it's subscribe on YouTube, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Head over to our Instagram account, RSS Podcast on Instagram, to follow us there. And yeah, we'll see you again next week for episode 2, series 2, goal setting. Matt, you got anything else? Did I miss anything?
This has been the RSS pod. Oh.
Nice. That's fine. Take us out, Matt.
This has been the RSS podcast. We're out.